Hi everybody, how are you doing today? I'm Makeda Valletta, and welcome to my IG and YouTube page, Makeda Valletta Travels. For those of you who don't know who I am, I'm just a black girl from New York who lives in Chicago, and I travel a lot. Okay, I travel a lot around the country and in the country, and I like to travel as cheaply as possible. Okay, but I also like to travel comfortably, right? So back in the day, like 12 years ago, I might have taken a bus from Chicago to Atlanta. I would never do that now, okay? But anyhow, some of you who have been following my work, you know, lately I've been talking about using credit card points to travel for free. And so I'm new to this world, and I'm super excited about this discovery and the trips I just booked. So I just wanted to share an update. You know, the last 2 years, because of COVID, you know, traveling has been difficult. I'm not taking that jab, okay? So that means, you know, having to go places where that's not required. And I'm happy that some of the mandates have ended in American cities now. And also in places like Amsterdam, because Amsterdam and Paris are two of my favorite cities. And I hadn't gone to Europe until the end of 2019. I wasn't even thinking about Europe before. But I love Paris. I love Amsterdam. They both remind me a lot of New York. And then there are other places that I want to go, you know, that I've never been to Canada. And, you know, so I'm like, you know, so these mandates. Okay, so now I had 95,000 Citibank points, right? So I got the Citi Premier card in January. And with the Citi Premier card, when I signed up for it, you got 80,000 Citibank thank you reward points. 80,000 points for spending $4,000 in the first 3 months, right? And on that card, you get 3 times points for all the food, any restaurants, supermarkets, gas, and travel, right? I don't really buy gas because I don't have a car, but just now I was in New York and I was driving back and forth to Brooklyn, and I spent like $150 on gas in like a week. But anyhow, so I put all my food and, you know, all my groceries, ordering out, all that travel, 3 times points, right? But I spent that $4,000 in the first month because I just put a lot of my expenses on that card. But I didn't have to do it in a month. You have 3 months to spend $4,000 and you get 80,000 rewards points, okay? I just happened to get it in a month. Then whatever points I got the following month, what is this? Is this March? All I know is I had 95,000 points, right? So I had the 80,000 that they gave me for the sign-up bonus plus another 15,000 from points, right? So I had 95,000 points in about a month or two, right? So I'm like, okay, I haven't been anywhere. Let me see where I want to travel. Now, when you have these points, either from Citibank, Chase, American Express, or Capital One, the points can be transferred out to transfer partners. They're worth more than points from like Wells Fargo, Bank of America, and Navy Federal. Those points don't really add up to much. But if you have Chase, Citibank, Amex, or Capital One points, you can transfer those points out to transfer partners. You can either book trips on their portal, or you can transfer it out of the system into transfer partners directly into airlines, into air miles, and then you get a lot more. The points go a lot further. So at first I wanted to go to Amsterdam, and I'm looking at on the portal the flights to Amsterdam. They were like 59,000 points, right? The actual value of the flights was about $800. Okay, and I remember before COVID, you could get one-way direct flights from New York to Amsterdam, New York to Paris, and New York to London for $150, $125 to $150, okay? Direct flight. Ever since then, when I look at the prices, it's $250 is the cheapest I can find, and that $250 flight is an 18-hour trip because it's taking you to Portugal for 10 hours and then over here. So the direct flights from New York to Amsterdam was like $800, okay? About 60,000 points on the Citibank portal. But when I looked at the transfer partners, okay, I looked at Air France. On Air France, it was 22,000 miles, okay, 22,000 sky miles or whatever to book a flight to Amsterdam. So I'm like, okay, all the 22,000 points, 22,000 miles with Air France is equivalent to 22,000 Citibank points. So I transferred those 22,000 points out of my Citibank system into Air France, and that's how I booked the flight, right? Now, but let me just take back one step. After I transferred the points to book this flight to Amsterdam, I realized I was like, wait a minute, let me be sure I don't need a vaccine to go to Amsterdam, because I talked to my friends in Amsterdam. They told me the mandates are done. There's no mask mandates. There's no jab mandates. So I'm assuming I could just go there. So I said, let me actually look into it. And when I looked into it, I found out, no, you actually do need to take a jab to go to the Netherlands. And it's, when I say Amsterdam, I love Amsterdam, but I love the Netherlands, okay? Like, I want to go to other towns in the Netherlands, like Haarlem. Like, when I go back to the Netherlands, I'm going to stay in Haarlem, okay? But yeah, so the Netherlands is definitely one of my favorite countries. And it's not, people might think it's such a white country, but it's not. There's a lot of black people in the Netherlands, and they are attractive. They have swag. I feel like I'm in Brooklyn. You know, they look like us. When I say us, I mean the black people on this side of the world, you know. Because sometimes you could be in Europe and you know, okay, these are Africans, right? Which look different than the black people from the Americas. They look like black people from the Americas, but that's because they all come from Suriname, which is a country in South America most people never heard of, right? But the black people, the white people, all the people in the Netherlands are tall and attractive. And it's just, I love that country. They got good weed, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's beautiful. I like it. So anyhow, when I found out I had to take a vaccine to go there, I'm like, damn. So I started looking now, but Paris, I knew that Paris and Italy and Spain had some of the toughest, you know, COVID rules and stuff. So I just assumed that you definitely need a vaccine to go there, but I found out you don't. You don't. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to go to Paris. So those 22,000 sky miles that I transferred that I could no longer use to go to Amsterdam, I said, I'm going to go to Paris, right? And prior to COVID, right before COVID happened, April 2020, I had booked a direct flight from New York to Barcelona for 125, okay? And what I was going to do was I was going to stay in Spain, go to a few different towns in Spain, and then I was going to fly to Senegal, okay? Because you could fly from Spain to Senegal. It was like 150 was the flight before COVID, you know? And I was totally going to do that. Then COVID happened and messed it up. So now I'm like, okay, I booked this flight to Paris. I said, let me see how much it is to book a flight to Dakar. It was about 20,000 miles. So I booked 22,000 miles I spent going directly from New York to Paris. Then I'm going to stay in Paris for like 5 days. Then flying from Paris to Senegal, another 20,000 points. Then back from Senegal to, from Senegal to Rome. Okay, because I'm like, I want to go to a country I've never been to before. I've never been to Italy. So Senegal to Rome, that flight was like 18,000 miles, right? And then, this is all on Air France. And then I'm going to stay in Italy. Like, it cost about $15 to $30 to fly from Milan to Paris, from Rome to Paris. Like, it's literally a $15, $30 flight, okay? Even though flying in Europe stresses me out, and I should do a whole video about that because I've flown a lot in America, South America, Central America, the Caribbean. Flying in Europe is totally different with how they do things, okay? Totally different. It can mess you up as an American if you don't know. So now I know about the flying things for Europe. But it's a very cheap flight, okay? So I'm going to fly, I'm going to go to Rome. I might check out another city in Italy. I don't know. But I'm going to pay $15 to fly back to Paris. And then my flight from Paris back to Chicago was 22,000 points. Okay? 22,000 points. So with 85,000 Citibank points, I booked a flight from New York to Paris, Paris to Senegal, Senegal to Rome, and Paris to Chicago, okay? And I had to pay taxes on that, so I might have paid like $400 in taxes, okay? Because when you book a mileage ticket, you have to pay the taxes. And some of the flights, like I saw that were like with Delta, the taxes were like $10 or something. I don't know why, but like the Air France taxes were more, but I paid like $400 in taxes, but that was like $4,000 worth of travel, right? And I got that from, and I can also change my tickets if I need to, or whatever. But that's from just me spending money that I was already going to spend. So before I started using travel credit cards, I would just be spending money right from my debit account, just cash money all the time. And some people are like, "Oh, I don't use credit cards," and they don't see the benefit of it. Now I don't use my debit card for shit, except to transfer money into my bank account from Cash App or something. Okay, but I think every single thing I get, I think about what I'm gonna get back in return. So even like I have to go to Miami this weekend. I booked the Airbnb. So I said, okay, I'm gonna go. I got a gift card. The Airbnb was $700 that I had to book. I got Airbnb gift cards from the supermarket. Got 3 times points. So that means I got 2,100 points for that Airbnb. When I have to buy stuff from Amazon, I get an Amazon gift card, get 3 times points. So just, maximizing the amount of points that I'm earning, and then minimizing the amount of points I'm using by transferring the points out of the portal, which is something that, I talked about in some other videos. I've learned from this amazing man, Owen Benny, the points partner. He has a course where he teaches people how to do that. And when and even with me taking the course, it's like 80 videos that are very in depth, like that really help you understand every single thing you need to know, and about just traveling and just making traveling more comfortable. And as somebody who travels a lot, like I never thought about lounge access, and now I know, okay, I get American Express Platinum card, then I can go to lounges, and so I have trip protection. So if my flight is canceled, they're paying for a hotel and food, or if I'm in the airport, I can go in the lounge and get free food and real food, or take a shower or whatever. So for someone who travels a lot, it's super beneficial. And I'm like, I wish I knew about this so long ago, because I do travel a lot, but traveling stresses me out, but then I can't sit still. Like sometimes I hate traveling because I'm like, oh God. Like right now, I'm about to go to Miami on Saturday for a few days. Then I have to go to New Orleans. Then I'm back in Chicago for a couple of days. Then I got to go to Vegas. And I'm back in Chicago. Then I'm going to go to St. Martin, because I also booked a ticket to St. Martin, 22,000 points. I can go there, but that is a Dutch island. Go figure. I wasn't thinking about St. Martin, but I'm looking forward to go there, because I'm like, I want to go to new countries, because I have been to 10 countries thus far, but a lot of those countries I've been to multiple times. Like I've been to Cuba 5 times. Okay, 2 different parts of Cuba. Okay, Havana 3 times, Santiago de Cuba, all the way on the other side of the island twice. I've been to Colombia like 4 or 5 times, to Cali, Cartagena, and Medellin. Okay, more than once. Like I've been to Cali like 3 times, probably Cartagena 2 or 3 times. Like, been to Haiti once, been to Jamaica once, been to Costa Rica several times, and all over the country. So there's been in Mexico a few times, different places, and I'm not done going to Mexico. I'm not done with certain countries I do want to go back to. I'm not just about going to a country once, because with every country there's so much to see, just like in every city. Like there's so much to see, it takes many visits. And if a country interests me, I will continue to go back there. But I'm like, let me just add some new countries. So I'm adding Senegal to my list. I'm adding Italy to my list. I'm adding the island of St. Martin to my list, okay? But the thing is that, and I definitely want to go to Belize. I was going to go to Belize, but I decided to go to St. Martin instead. So Belize and DR probably will, before the end of the year, that'll be like 5 more countries, right? But the thing is that, yeah, you don't need a jab to go to St. Martin, but you need it to go to Canada. Still can't go to Canada without taking it. So I'm like, Canada's right there. But can't go to Canada, need a jab. Can't go to Amsterdam, need a jab. Don't need it for Italy, don't need it for Spain, don't need it for South Africa, don't need it for Senegal. And everybody says Senegal is like, they feel so safe there. And so as a solo traveler, I'm excited about that, and I can't wait to report on my travels to Senegal. Like I'm super excited. And Senegal is a country with tall Black people, and I love that. Tall and beautiful. So I'm looking forward to that. What was the other thing I was gonna say? Yeah. So I mean, I'm just keep racking up my points, and my next thing that I'm gonna get in the next couple of months will be I'm gonna get into the Amex system. And the thing is, when you get a credit card, like the credit cards that give you points for traveling, again, it's American Express, Citibank, Chase, and Capital One, okay? All the other Bank of America, Wells Fargo, Navy Federal, whatever points they give you is not worth the same. And so when, one of the next cards I'm going to get is going to be the Amex Rose Gold card. Rose Gold, the personal gold or Rose Gold. And with that card, you get 4 times points on all the food and drink that you buy. So anytime you go to the supermarket, you buy food, you buy drinks, you go to a coffee shop, 4 times points. Okay? And people spend a lot of money. I spend a lot of money on food. Okay? And I eat good food. So now I'm like, okay, I'm going to spend money on my food. I'm going to get some points to travel. Right? So, or if you need to buy something, like I just spent it's crazy. I almost spent $300 on plants the other day. Crazy. I know. Women, we shop. So I spent $300 on plants from Home Depot. I got to the supermarket, got $300 Home Depot gift card, came back, purchased it. So now I got 900 points to travel with. But I was going to spend that money anyway. So why not get points, right? So when you start, understanding that, and so when I get my Amex Rose Gold card, then there's a sign-up bonus of 60,000 points for spending like $3,000 in the first 3 months, which is not going to be difficult because I'm going to spend that money anyway. So put my food and my groceries on that card. You know what I'm saying? Then get, a business card because I have a business with Amex. Get another sign-up bonus. Get the Platinum card, business card with Amex because it gives, the people talk a lot about the Platinum Amex card. But it really is only good for travel. It's good for travel perks. You get free global entry, free pre-check and clear and all that, which helps so much with lines and getting through security, because that's one of the things that's so stressful about traveling. Just now I was in New York and I flew back to Chicago. I got to the airport an hour early, but security was so the line was so long. And I have clear, because one of my friends with the Amex Platinum gave me their clear, like put me on the thing. But LaGuardia in New York didn't have clear. When you have clear, it takes you to the front of the line, So just having these things really helps to take the stress out of traveling. Because as much as I travel, I never say that I love to travel because it does stress me out. Because first of all, just the whole process of it all, if you miss something or whatever, it costs money. Then I like to have the food that I like. And I like to have good weed. And, I don't really want to travel somewhere where I can't get those things, So traveling sometimes I'm like, it's cool, but I like being home too. But if I'm going to travel, it needs to be as comfortable as possible, right? So, yeah, so that's just it. I booked my flights. I just wanted to let you guys know that. I had, with 85,000 points, I transferred them out of the system and got flights, from New York, from Chicago to St. Martin, from New York to Paris, from Paris to Senegal, from Senegal to Rome, and from Paris back to Chicago. All right? And it would have cost thousands to book those flights now. Flights are so expensive now because of gas, but also it's summertime. Flights go up more in the summer anyway, and especially between Europe, to Europe. Flights to Europe are like super crazy in the summer. So having that currency, these points are like currency, and it's super dope, So yeah, if you want to know more about it, check out my other videos. If you want to know more about the course that I took that, I invested in, but now I have these skills for the rest of my life to be able to use points to travel and not have to spend money on that. Now I don't have to be worried so much about saving money to travel. I can, I still got to pay for my Airbnbs, but I pay for my Airbnb, get more points to get them more planes, okay? So it is saving a lot of money and making certain things more accessible. Just from me spending money on what I was already going to spend money on. You know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of benefits to, whether it be travel protection, lounge access, the points that you have to be able to book, all kinds of flights, places. And you can take those points and book flights for other people as well, okay? So, tengo hambre, super hungry. I'm going to go eat, but I just wanted to share that with you guys. So, yeah, I definitely will be reporting back about, I'm going to St. Martin in June and all that, Paris and Italy and Spain and Senegal in June. I'm going to St. Martin in May is what I meant to say. St. Martin in May and the other Paris, Italy, Senegal in June. And of course, I will be letting you guys know about my experiences there. All right. But I also want to do a video about, I was just in New York for like 3 weeks, and I've really been wanting to do a video about New York and Chicago. but I'll do that another time. Anyhow, if you like this video, please like it. Please follow me here, YouTube. If you're interested in the Flying for Free Academy, where you learn how to do these things with points, hit me up, let me know, send you a link. Otherwise, and also have you use points to travel with, because the points from a true Amex card, a true Chase card, a true Citibank card, and a true Capital One card is worth a lot more than air miles. Like, a lot of people, when they want to get like miles to travel or travel credit cards, they get co-branded cards, like a Delta Airlines card or American Airlines card or a Southwest card. Those cards are not true Chase or Amex cards. So they don't earn they're earning Sky Miles, which is not as valuable as credit card points. And also they're earning the miles with that particular airline. When you own credit card points, you can transfer them out to different airlines. You're not just stuck with one airline, and they have greater value. So that's the reason why you want to get the true Amex, Citi, and Chase, and Capital One, and not the co-branded American Express, Delta, Southwest cards. Okay. There was one more thing I wanted to say. Of course, there's a sequence to how you get cards, you know, all of that. I have videos where I talk about that. Check them out. But I love this new world of traveling. So if you have experience with it, please let me know. What flights have you booked with your reward points? And have a good day, people. Bye. And have any of you been to Senegal? If so, let me know, because I'm definitely going, and I heard it's lit. Okay? All right. Bye-bye, peeps.